To continue the objectives of material handling, we have first, improve quality, increase the storage capacity, reduction of numbers of times product is being handled, and lastly, we have development of effective working conditions. Effective working conditions. The working conditions should be favorable for the worker. The working conditions should be safe for workers and should ensure the workers are not exposed any kind of potential dangerous or injuries. I love this part as the main objective for materials handling. Why do you think, Michelle, that we have to think about the favorable working condition for the workers, given that all of you here are employees in a logistics company? Yes, Mitch. Bakit kaya kailangan?
It's important,
Why is
sir,
it?
because, yeah. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes. What do you think that it has to be the utmost importance is to make sure that the working condition is favorable towards the workers?
Yeah, it is important, sir, because it will affect also the performance of the workers, and it will affect the operation and productivity of the worker. So if they are not in favor of the working conditions, then it would lead to risk in your business and productivity.
So kailangan ingatan natin yung kaligtasan ng mga workers, di ba? Because it would cost them more if may mga employees na napahamak. All right.
Hindi
Next.
lang yun, sir. Pagsasara ang kumpanya.
Have you ever experienced that? Any accidents from your company? I never
Yes,
experienced
sir.
it personally, but I have heard stories. I remember we were in Doha and there was like a crane na bumagsak that like stumbled, and there were deaths, there were casualties. But apart from that, I didn't hear any may kaso ba, because especially in the Middle East, those type of news are being blocked. They do not give any information to any media outfit for that. What about you in your company, Rusty?
So, I'll give you one scenario example. Like 4 years, 5 years back, we have one project somewhere in Sharjah. I forgot the name of the project. I think it's Ritz Carlton Hotel, something like that. He is not our employee, but in the construction there are so many subcon. There are so many people working from different companies.
Correct.
Right.
There will be
subcon
for electricity, subcon for cleaning,
yes,
subcon
exactly,
for
sir. So there is a casualties. There is one labor who is been missing for 3 to 4 days.
Yes.
Nahulog siya from 10th floor.
Oh my God.
So nahulog siya doon sa likod. So he's fall down from 10th floor. Without knowing, parang
No
wala
one knows,
nakakaalam
yes.
kasi. Yeah, no one knows that there is dead body at the back of the building. And then there are so many investigations. Lots of people came. Then they will do some investigations. Of course, they investigate also the timekeeper. So the timekeeper is where is these people? Why you did not know? Why you don't know that this employee is
Missing.
There is a sign out on the logbook.
Correct.
So tapos yun, ang parang yung lahat ng mga safety officer dun, sir, who is in charge safety officer in that project, they put in the jail.
Yes.
Kaya mahirap. Malaki ang sahod ng safety officer, sir, pero mahirap ang trabaho. Kasi pag once there's a casualties like that, especially when serious injury or death, you will be in jail. But if your documentation is complete, let's say you have a training or toolbox training, they call it toolbox training, and then the employee have signed that they've been trained, there is a they must wear safety helmets or whatever PPEs that you need to wear, and then the employee have signed, then you are safe. Pero kapag wala kang mga ganon, wala kang training, hindi ka nagbibigay ng mga toolbox stock sa mga tao, at na may nangyaring ganon, at nagkaroon ng investigation, patay ka.
Yeah. I'm aware of this kind of situations because I remember when I was assigned in the site, katabi namin yung team ng safety officers. They are together with the company nurse. The company nurse, right? Diba, Rusty? May company nurse doon because they have to check the
Yes.
BP, temperature kapag nagkaroon ng heat stroke. And it is working together with the safety. I remember this part, especially when the pandemic hit. Kailangan kong I have to put the report in my daily report for the like how many people were affected by the COVID. Any of those laborers were out and has to be outside of work because these are laborers. They stay in one location. So magkakaroon ng like there will be like a widespread if one sick person will stay with the other individual. So that's part of the safety as well. But it's true. Pero hindi
Part
naman
ng safety yun.
Correct. I remember also may like they would do every morning. Hindi ma'am every day kasi tamad din yung mga safety na yan eh.
At least sir, toolbox stock kasi yun ang tawag doon. Toolbox stock.
They would
toolbox stock yun.
Di ba sa construction, they would have off from work from 11 to 2, especially the summertime.
Midday summer, yes po.
Yes, so resume sila ng gabi. I'm familiar with that. So, trabaho sila ng madaling araw.
Kaya mahirap mag-safety sir, makukulong.
If there is casualties like that. What about cases na yung walang safety helmet, yung PPE?
Yes po.
Yes, 'di ba? Sanction din 'yon sa nag-audit. They have to make sure. Anyway, so those are your principles. Now we are moving forward to principles of material handling. Material handling principles are as follows. Paddy, read this for me, number 1.
Orientation principle. It encourages study of all available system relationships before moving towards preliminary planning. The study includes looking at existing methods, problems, and others.
Orientation principle. So these are the principles that we can uphold for material handling. Why do you need to study the available system? Earlier, Rusty was asking us if we would have an ERP training. Rusty is he has the initiative to learn the system himself kasi wala daw nagtitrain sa kanilang company. So he has that kind of initiative for himself, for his self-improvement. If you were able to learn that, Rusty, would you teach your colleagues?
Yes, sir, definitely.
Pero ikaw magbabayad.
Yes, sir.
Hindi
kasi
ka sasagutin ng company. You'll pay from your own pocket.
I will pay it from my own pocket, sir.
Sabi ng boss mo, ikaw naman may gusto niyan eh, hindi ko magbayad. Sabi mo. Sabi sa'yo ng boss mo, maru-maro ka eh. Marunong ka. Sige ko magbayad. Ikaw may gusto. Ano sasabihin mo, Rusty? What are you gonna say?
Para naman to sa kumpanya. It's not a personal interest.
Yeah, something that will make your job easier, no?
Yes, makakatulong kasi yon. As in talagang
for everyone for everyone's sake din naman. Hindi mo naman personal gain yun. It's a good mentality.
Kasi sir, especially in big companies, if you are well expert in the ERP, hindi ka basta pakakawalan ng kumpanya mo.
Yes.
Kasi ano, parang
You know the system.
very rare kasi na makakita sila ng katulad mo na alam yung buong process
Yes.
kahit saan paanong dalahin.
Will you demand for a higher pay then?
Ah, depende sir. Tulad ngayon, nalulugi 4 na milyon.
Oh
Di ba,
yes. Well, what's the update with that?
the update sir is still ongoing. We're still looking for some subcontractor who can save who can reduce the 4 million.
Up until now. Until when is your deadline?
Until I think by Monday or Tuesday.
Mhm.
We need to find qualified company who can make more than 100 units.
But you already have those list of potential
Yes, sir, we do have like 3 to 4 companies. So parang pinagpipilian na lang kung ano.
whoever could offer you like a lower
Just lower and who can make it pass and a good quality.
I agree. Update us. That's a good example actually. Number 2
Yes, sir.
principle. Planning principle. Material handling system should be designed after analyzing needs and performance objectives of that organization. The material handling system should be designed as such a manner that it helps the organization to fulfill its needs and achieve its objective. Planning principle. We have to plan, just like what they were doing right now. They are planning which is the best partner, the subcontractor to mend the mistake, to lessen the 4 million error that they had. Ano pa naman ang pagkain mo, Michelle, ng tinapay mo?
Tinapay lang sir. Wala akong sahod sa tinapay. Tinapay lang muna.
Pecha de peligro. Pecha de peligro.
Pedro Dilig.
Wala pa kasi yung shawarma ni Jan. Hinihintay ko yung shawarma niya.
May pa-shawarma pala si May dyan. Sa katapusan pa ba, May dyan yung pa-shawarma?
Inshallah, sir.
Nako, inshallah. Hindi na ako naniniwala sa inshallah na yan. Sabihin ng Arabic, inshallah bukra.
Pero pagpapasa Diyos mo na lang, di ba? That's equivalent of it.
Oo, kailan ang sahod? Pag tinanong mo sila kailan ang sahod, inshallah bukra. Pagkalipas ng bukas, wala naman.
Puro inshallah bukra.
Wala inshallah
bukas.
bukra.
How's your vacation, Paddy? What is your planning principle for your vacation? Planning. How's your vacation?
Vacation is good. I'm just enjoying anything. I don't have any planning.
When are you
Anything
flying
comes,
back to the UAE?
maybe at the end of next month.
Wow,
Wow.
that's a long
Buddy,
vacation.
What is Uganda's stand of what's happening now in Russia and Ukraine?
Uganda? Uganda
Yes.
is nothing.
Oh,
This is
so
Africa.
Uganda
They
is
don't
also
care.
neutral?
Uganda
Uganda is just neutral also, huh?
Uganda is new to it. It can't do anything.
They're off. Yes, their hands are off the situation. Okay, alam niyo mga Pilipino, it's just in the Philippines that we always want to be involved. Kaya mga kapiranggot na bansa, we just want to be involved in every like world events. Anyway, standardization principle. It encourages standardization of handling methods of equipment, material handling methods, equipment controls, and software should be standard as far as possible. Standardization implies the size of containers as well as operating procedures and equipments. It's just not in that, no. It says their standardization implies to the size of containers, just as an example. How do we standardize in companies that are in logistics and supply chain? Just like the system, yung ERP kanina na sample ni, ni Rusty, everyone should be aware that will be the standard tool or the software that everyone will use. So that's a sample of standardization. Standardization of your safety protocol. But it would depend of like the the offices at the site and offices in the main office. I remember there will be fire drill sa mga main in every, that's a standard thing for all the offices. They would set one once a month, one in every other month, I think. I think once a month, the fire drill in the offices. Do you experience that here? Nag-fire drill ba kayo dyan sa Amazon, Michelle?
Lagi.
How often would you do the
Lagi
fire
siya
drill?
nag-ano, siguro mga in a month, once in a month ata.
Oh.
Like 2 weeks ago, nag-fire drill kami.
Di ba? So
2
because
weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
people would be aware of what. Yesterday, there was a fire in the building across our office. Third floor, there was a terrible smoke, but it was easily prevented to further damage. I think that was around 4 o'clock when my mom called me, like said, that's actually our building. Yung building namin nasunog dito. Third floor. We are at 10th floor. The fire was at the third floor. My mom called me, like, where are you? I said, I'm here. I'm hosting the christening. Mag-host ako ng binyag. Lahat na lang pinag-hostan ko. Binyag. Patay na lang ang hindi ko na pag-hostan. But I hosted the christening yesterday. Tapos nasunog daw yung building. They were
Sir,
out.
ako si Rusty.
Ito
Kasi
na si
may
Rusty.
sunog sa Albar siya last week.
Oh, I saw that.
Rusty,
Yes. Rusty.
lapit ka ba doon, Rusty?
Medyo
Yung flat
malayo.
mo.
Emirates yun eh.
I
Medyo
saw that.
malayo.
That was a big fire. Yeah, like a huge fire.
Oo, pero kawawa yung mga ano doon kasi ang dami mga nagtatanong sa akin ng mga bed space, partition, room, kasi silang malipatan.
Oh, they were forced to move out.
Yes po. Ang nangyari yata doon parang Arabic yata sa kitchen nagsimula. May-ari ng flat. So sa kitchen nagsimula yung ano. Tapos kumalat ng kumalat. Yung yung mga nagpuputukan doon yata yung mga tangke. Ano nang kwento?
And you know the source will get to jail.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah, like the cause of the fire wherever the fire started. There was a scenario. So safety is important. See, that's life. Good thing there's no casualty. There were no casualty because people are aware. That's aware of how to take care of themselves. That is a standardization principle. So in your offices, may dyan, nag-fire drill na ba kayo dyan?
Wala pa naman po, sir.
Ano mo na,
Wala pa.
simulan mo na, i-press mo na yung ano dyan.
Hindi pa pala nakapag-file dyan.
Ay,
May dyan,
fire drill.
kapag may file drill, example, anong una mong bibit-bitin? Pag nagaw ng sunog,
Pagkain.
Cellphone.
kain daw.
Pagkain. I think
Parang
I'll pick
bibisi
my
na yun si
phone
Kuya
first.
Rusty, ah.
So safety. So that's a sample of standardization principle. Like each offices or each of your I know everyone that is involved with your company should know. System principle. This is a sample earlier. Materials movement and storage activities should be fully integrated system designed to form a proper operational system. A systematic operational system will result in less confusion and congestion in work. That means the system that Mayjan is using right now is the system that her colleagues are using. Anong system na ginagamit ni Mayjan? Do you already have a system?
Wala po sir, mano-mano, Excel, ganun.
Excel.
Opo.
What are you learning so far from Excel?
Yung mga basic pa lang sir.
Nagpo-formula ka na?
Opo, medyo.
I'll try. It's one of our level 3 discussion for an advanced Excel. We will have.
Gusto ko
like,
yan sir,
medium.
pinagpapawisan ako pag inuutusan ako sa Excel.
Like the basic ones. I'll send some. I think I have a video for that in my previous sessions. All right, cool. Number 5, unit load principle. Handle product in a unit load as large as possible. The unit load is one that you can store as move as a single unit as one time. The size of carton or package should be uniform. That helps in easy handling. The unit load principle. So it would of course depend on the quantity of your package. So you should be aware, of course, in Amazon, perhaps, you have different sizes of boxes or the types of plastics. So they would have a requirement what to put, where to put it. This type of materials, say for example, Michelle, can you give us example? If the package is just like this, in what type of box will you put it? So it's like a speaker. Do you have like
It's a small one, sir. Small box. Like I'm not really good at estimation. So I think Rusty help me. Rusty was this kind of size.
Okay, that's
Like this.
20 centimeter or like 15 centimeter.
What's the cm? Huh?
Centimeter, yes. Like 10
Ah.
the
centimeter.
boxes. Pero may type kayo ng boxes dyan, Mitch. You would have types of boxes.
We actually have an issue right now, sir. Like some of the small items is being put into like a medium box or a big box. So we are trying to resolve this issue.
What's the issue?
So we have an item like this, and they're putting in a very big box, like a medium one. And then when you open it, it's
Yes.
what's inside is the tumbler.
Yes.
That's
Like
the
in
issue
one
now. So we
in
are
that
trying to.
Susukatin natin at tape measure.
may tape measure siya. I think the measuring material that I have here is medida. So yung pang dress. Ay, may ruler ata ako dito. All right, that's the unit load principle. Second, space utilization principle. Encourage effective utilization of all the space available. The material handling system should be such that in result in optimum utilization of space of warehouse. The focus should be on utilizing this. This is the same thing earlier. Thus, the space warehouse should be utilized properly and avoid blockage of space. Earlier suggestion, Rusty said it is ideally to store items, materials vertically, not horizontally. But of course, it would still depend. What if it cannot withstand if it's being stored vertically? Because of the weight. Pinagpatong-patong mo, you put it one item to on another. What is the potential danger with that? Damage of your goods. But for construction, because there's like for Rusty's warehouse, these are strong materials that can withstand pressure. I think they can handle the type of stacking. For water, how tall is the store? How tall would you store in your company? Until what? How many tons? I mean, like how many boxes you could store from on top of each other? How many feet tall, Paddy? Can you store up to 60 feet tall water there? Of course, I think your BMW can cover that. Your car.
60 feet? Yeah, more than 60 feet.
Oh,
Because we double
really?
them up.
It's the highest. It's even taller
Yeah, it's
than
more
you.
than 60 feet. Yeah,
Send
it's
us photos. We want to see how it looks like when you get back there, or maybe you have like a stored photos of how a lane water storage looks like inside. I think that would be a good picture for everyone.
when I put the number,
Sure.
I'll check the photos. I'll send you the photos because one pallet is 8 feet.
Yes. Mm. 8 feet.
One pallet is 8 feet, so we double them up.
Oh, that's tall. Really tall. So again, of course, safety. We have to take care of we have to look after the safety of the employee. Next, ergonomic principle. What is ergonomic principle? It recognizes human ability of limitation by design effective handling equipment. System should be designed in such a way that should human friendly. Moreover, equipment should be used ensure safety and effective operations. Ergonomics mean the study of people's efficiency in their working environment. How efficient are you in your work? Do you have the proper equipment to use? Do you have the proper system to use um, in your office right now? In your seat right now, Mayjan, Faith, do you have all the necessity tools for you to be an effective and efficient employee? How would you say? Lahat ba ng kailangan mo nandiyan sa paligid mo ngayon?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so that means that you have you have achieved the ergonomic principle. You have to make sure that you are efficient in your working space. Automation principle, material handling operations should be mechanized and or automated as far as possible. The automation in system results in improved operation efficiency and increased consistency. Automation is related from our system principle earlier. Automation that will make our work easier. Last principle, environmental principle. It is always something that we have to be involved to taking care of our environment. Environment impact and energy consumption should be considered as criteria when designing material handling system. The material handling system should be set keeping in mind its adverse effect on environment. The system should not create any damage to environment. May ganun. Watching and following some activists on Instagram pushes me to not support some products. There are some artists that we are called out. There is this artist, Bella Thorne, I believe. She posted something like a fur. It's an animal fur. Sabi niya synthetic daw yun. It's a fake fur. But when they like searched, that is actually an animal fur. Then she was called out because, there are some activists that do not support killing of animals. So where is the supply chain there? The supply chain is killing animals. The raw materials are animal skin, animal fur, animal byproducts. So anything that kills life. So yun yung kanilang supply chain. Hermes, where is the supply chain for Hermes? They would order reptile skin from countries like Indonesia. Was it Indonesia? Or any from Southeast Asia where that monitor lizard, hindi monitor, ano naman bayawak? What's the English for bayawak? Monitor lizard. So they would kill it. So that's their supply chain there. Imagine, even that is an issue. The raw materials. So that made me eat less meat. Activist yarn to support, not to support killing of life. Magugulat na lang kayo one time, like in few years now, I think I would switch to veganism. I'll just eat plants. So that is for the environment principle. And lastly, life cost. Oh, may chika pa ako about that. Life cycle cost. The cost of material handling should be analyzed in advance and should favor the organization. Yes, money. Low cost, low for input, high in output. The cost of material handling should prove beneficial and economical for a company. Biglang nagkamali. Nagkamali yung company nila Rusty. So kailangan mapa-low cost na naman. They have to think about how to find ways to lessen the damages that has been done. Because life cycle cost, imagine if they are not able to cope up with that 4 million loss. And then that would cost for people to lose their jobs, or some people to to be cut off. So finances is still involved. So that will be your principles of material handling.